Hi everyone, it's Sandy. Thank you for joining me. I have another one sheet wonder project, and you only need one single-sided 12x12 paper for this really fun project. In my recent video, I did share a project where you can make one of these using one 12x12 single-sided paper, and I really enjoyed this folder that I created because it was quite an interactive folder where you can store some photos, recipe cards, send some goodies, or just for yourself to keep your craft paper goodies in here. And so I thought I would make another project and see what I could make with another 12x12 paper using a single-sided one. And I will put the link down below for this video with the tutorial if you missed the video. But this is another one that I've made. I had made something similar to this a while back. It also had a little front pocket here in the front for a tag. So it is sort of similar, but it has an extra pocket, which is an expandable pocket, which I'll show you. So this is the pocket in the front here that has a spot for a long tag. So everything in here, well, not everything, the tag and is part of the 12x12 paper when we cut it up, so there is no wastage when you make this. And at the back here there is another pocket where I've just put some cutter parts inside the front pocket. So this is a pocket here. The paper that I used to make this project, in case you also wanted to know what paper I used, it's a 12x12 single-sided paper pad by Recollections. It's the Avenue paper pad, or La Avenue. And this is another paper pad I purchased in Spotlight here in Sydney, Australia. So if you are in Australia, you could, I think they still have this available in Spotlight, but it's a great paper pad, and it's sort of medium weight thickness paper, so it is quite a sturdy paper to make this a lovely folder. And so these were the pockets. You've got that pocket in the front, and then this slide out pocket for your tag. Then there is another side pocket here, and it's nice and roomy as well, so you can use this to store photos as well, or another mini journal, or some little flat mail gifts if you like, or even recipe cards. And I've got an envelope here that I made, which I'm going to use in the tutorial. And there is another little piece of strip of paper here that I'm also going to use in the tutorial. Then I made a note card from the same paper pad, just so you could see the size that you can that will fit in there. So it's a great photo mat. You can add a photo here, or a photo on both sides, or document one side to add the photo. I made a file tab using a file tab punch, so it's nice and roomy. And then over here is the expandable pocket, which I was meant to put a Velcro down, a Velcro dot to hold the closure down, but I didn't get around to doing that. But it opens up to this pocket where it has this expandable gusset, so you have room in here, so you can see it's nice and roomy. And then you've got a closure here as well, so you could keep everything inside. And I just made a note booklet, just a simple note booklet, just so I can show you the size that would fit in here. So if you have a mini journal, or you want to make some, or a junk journal, you could also fit that in there perfectly. And I think this would also make a great Valentine's theme project, since we're coming to Valentine's Day next month. This would make a great folder for a Valentine's. You can add some Valentine goodies and do a Happy Mail swap. But this is the project that I'm going to show you how to make one of these, and these little extra pieces. So what I was thinking of doing was adding another pocket to the front of this one, because it was a bit bare. So I thought if I have another pocket and then this little envelope that I made, I have a tutorial as well on how you can make these using a 4x6 paper, and then I thought that would be nice to fit in there, and that would also keep this closed, because I've got I punched out a heart with a heart punch and glued half of the heart down and had this little flap at the bottom overhanging. So I thought that would be a good way to hold that down, and I'll make the pocket. And I'll give you the measurements as well if you wanted to make this little pocket. But let's go ahead and make the expandable pocket folder first. So I'm using the same 12x12 paper from the Recollection collection paper pad. So I'm using this paper. It is probably best to use a paper that has a pattern with no direction or anyway, because there is a bit of folding. So I'm going to turn my paper facing down on the 12-inch side, and we're going to score at 2 inches all the way down, 7 inches all the way down to the bottom, 7 1/4 inches, and then we're going to turn your paper around left to the left, and we're also going to score again at 2 inches and 7 1/2 inches. And we're going to turn the paper back around to where you can see the 2 score lines. And I'm hoping that the light is not overshadowing. So what we're going to do here, we are going to remove, let me just grab my bigger scissors. We're going to remove, I hope you can see, this little piece in here, we're going to remove that up to that score line. So let's remove that first. And we don't need this little piece, so we can take that out. And then I'm just going to remove it from that score line up here. Okay, so oops, I'm really sorry about all the shadow. It is late afternoon here, so we don't need that piece. And what we'll do next, we are going to remove, we're going to remove this piece here. So this one stays, so we'll just remove this little corner piece here on the left. Just knocked my glue. Okay, so we've got that all done there. And that little piece we just removed, we're going to keep that. So we're going to use that afterwards. The next thing we're going to do, we're going to remove all of this piece out up to that score line there. So we're going to go through that little score line and we're going to remove that. So let's go ahead and remove all of that. So I'm going to go through that first score line and then stop there. And then I'm going to remove that piece. All right, we'll put this to the side as well for now because we're going to use that as well. So your paper should look like this when it's laid out. All right, so now what we'll do next, we'll fold everything over so you can see how it looks like before we glue everything down. So let's start with this piece. We're going to fold this towards you, and this is going to be that side pocket, which is this one here. I'm just going to fold that down. But if you fold everything down, it will just make it easy when we go on ahead. And then what we'll do next, we're going to fold this piece up. This is going to be the expandable pocket that we're going to make. And then we'll bring this piece down, and this is the closure for your pocket where I put the note booklet in. So that's all done there. And then what we'll do, we're going to fold this towards the front, and we're going to follow along that score line. So I'm just going to do that. I'm going to bring this over. So that goes like that. I'm just going to just trim this little piece off here. It's just a little bit overhanging, and I'll bring it back around to the front. Okay, so this is what we've had first. So we've had folded that, we folded this piece up and folded that down, then we folded that towards us to close the book. Then we've got this little piece. This one's going to go up, and then this piece is going to fold down along that fold line, and that will be the side pocket for your tag. So that is how it should look now. So, and then we'll glue everything together. So I'm just going to show you. So this is that pocket up here, and then over here will be the side pocket. And then when you open this up, you will have that side pocket. And then you'll have the pocket here, which we will make this as an expandable pocket. So what we'll do now, you can create a thumb notch here if you like, which I'm going to do. I'm going to create a thumb notch before we glue this side down. So let's do that, and then we can glue this down. So I'm just going to go in about there. So we'll glue this down so it doesn't get in the way. I really hope you could see what I'm doing with the shadow hanging over me. Really sorry. It's just really hard in this room since we've moved out of our house and sold. We're renting now, and the room doesn't have a lot of light in here. So when I put the light on, there's a bit of shadow. So now we can seal that off. Oops. So that will give me that side pocket there. And now the next thing we'll do, we can do the same thing here if you want to do that and create another thumb notch here first before we glue the pocket down. And I'm going to do that for this one too. So I've got that. And you can corner around these corners if you want to decorate that. Might do that. Sometimes it looks neat to have them corner rounded, or you could use a decorative edge punch. So that part's done. Actually, what we'll do, let's finish this part and we'll glue this part down before we do this one. So what we'll do here, you can also create another thumb notch here for your side pocket for your tag. And I'm going to use my 1.5 inch circle punch. So it's this bottom piece here. I'm just going to go in about halfway. So remove that. And what we'll do now, I'm going to glue along here and along the bottom, and then we can seal off the side pocket for your tag. Okay. I'll bring that forward and seal that off. And then I'll open this down, and then I'm just going to add glue to this side here, and that will give me the front pocket behind the side pocket. Oh, sorry, I've got to do both sides. So that should now give me that pocket. Get this tag. I'll use this one. So there's my top pocket, and then I've got this side pocket here, and then we'll also make our tag. Let that glue down. So let's do the tag. So the tag is going to be that long piece that was at the top, that had the little corner piece that was at the top on the left hand side. What we'll do here, you're going to see that there's a score line just along here. I don't know if you can see that. We're going to remove that and take that out, and you can use your paper trimmer if you want a straight cut. And we'll also remove this little square piece here as well. We don't need that piece. And then you can use this as an embellishment, or create an altered paper clip and attach that to a paper clip. But we're going to use this long piece. This is going to be the long piece that's going to go in here for your tag. So with this part, depending how much glue you added to the sides here, that's how much room you'll have for your tag. So you may need to adjust the size of your tag. So if it doesn't sort of slide in really well, you might just want to trim it down a little bit so you can see it's a little bit tight. So I'm just going to trim it down a little bit. And that part, you can just play around with it till you're happy with whatever will fit. So I'm just going to, I might just trim about 1/8 of an inch. And I just sort of trim it as I go. So the glue's still a bit wet, but let's see if that'll fit. I think it'll fit. So now that's what I want, and it's going to stick out a little bit, which is what I want, because when you add your glue here, that will give you less room, and I do like how it sticks out a little bit. So I'm just going to angle cut this to create a tag shape. So it is a long tag. If you want your tag shorter and it's too long, and when you put it in, it's going to go right down to the bottom, you can add more glue as far in as you want, and that will just shorten the depth of your side pocket. So you can also do that if you don't want a long tag. You just add more glue, and so that's done. And we'll go back now inside to the part where we're going to make the expandable pocket. So to do that, you're going to grab the other piece, and that was the piece that was down the bottom here. I think it was this way, sorry. And then we remove that part. That's this piece. We're going to cut this in half. So it is 2 inches wide, so we just want to cut it at 1 inch. So you'll have two pieces at 1 inch by, I don't know, I think it was 4.5 or something. So as long as we've got these two pieces cut. The next thing we're going to do, we are going to fold them both. We'll start with one of them. We're going to fold it in with the print inside. So we're going to fold that in half. If you've watched a few of my videos, you may have seen me do this in my past other projects. And then you're going to grab one side, we're going to fold it back onto that fold line as best you can. So it is a little bit of a small piece to work with, but You don't have to be too perfect with this part. It doesn't have to be exactly, as long as we can make that fold. And then you do the same to the other side. So we just want to achieve like a letter W or letter M. This is going to be the gusset to create the expandable sides for your pocket. So that's the first one, and we'll do the same with the other piece by folding it with the print on the inside, folding that in half. And then opening one side and folding it back onto that fold line. So if you want to use your scoreboard, you can use your scoreboard if you want an easier crease. So you'll score it at 1/4 inch 3 times, 1/4 inch, another 1/4 inch, and another 1/4 inch. So you'll have 3 score lines, and then you can create your folds. But this is just as good to do it this way. All right, so now we've got these 2 pieces. And open this up. And what you want to have the pieces so that the valley fold is outside. And that's a valley fold, so they're going to be that way. Okay, so that's the way we're going to go. We're going to add glue along one side and glue on the other side. Do that to the other one as well. And let's open this up. So what we'll do here with that valley fold on the outside, we're just going to line this along the edge, glue that, and do the same with the other side, lining that up with that score line there. And I'm just going to go up, line that. And then what we're going to do here, we're going to lift this over, and then you may see that these little pieces might sort of pop up, which is fine. They're going to probably slide up a little bit away from the edge, and that's what we want anyway. So before we glue everything down, let's just make sure that that's going to sit where we want it on the edge, both sides. So you can see my one has popped up a little bit, because when you fold it up, it pushes itself up because of that fold line. And that's fine. We can just trim that off if that does that. And now we can go ahead and slide it down to the back, making sure this part is all nicely lined up. And then you can see that's the valley fold. And the same on this side. Make sure you want that to line up with that fold. That fold there. Oh, we can see. Hope you can see the score lines. Just along there, there's that fold. And then you've got that other score line just on the outside. So I'm just going to, once you're happy, just press that down. And then that's your closure. And there is your expandable gusset once it's all glued. And then you can fold that back over. And there you have your expandable pocket folder with the extra side pocket for your tag, another pocket there. So done that. Now I'm just going to add, I might put it on the tutorial one. I'm just going to put it on here. Actually, maybe I will put it on here. I'll put it on this one because this was my tutorial. Sorry, I just off the camera. So if you want to add another pocket like I'm going to, because I just think it's a little bit bare here and it just makes it more interactive. I cut this at 4 inches by 1 3/4. So it's 4 inches by 1 3/4. And then I did 2 score lines on the side at about, I think it was, look at my scoreboard. I scored it at 1/8 of an inch on each side. 1/8 of an inch. So it's that little score line just before the 1/4 of an inch. So I just did that on both sides, and then on the longer side, I scored that at 1/4 of an inch. So if you've made little pockets before, you'll just make it to however you like to. Or if you don't want to score it, you can just glue the 3 sides down and glue it down. And then you've got that opening. So you can do that. But I wanted to create, I want to give it a bit more room. So I've already scored it. So I'm just going to do a slight little angle there and there. That's the top part. I don't know if you can see. And then I'm also going to do the same down the bottom here. It just helps to create the fold. So I don't know if you can see that. It's all got the angles. I'm just going to fold them in where I made those lines, the score lines. And you can also create a thumb notch if you want to do that to make it more decorative. But I might just leave this one without it. So that's going to go there. So I'm going to glue the 3 sides down. It's been raining here all day today. So it's a great afternoon for crafting. So I'm just going to place it about there. I'll let that glue set. And that should fit in there nicely. So it's just a great little pocket to add an envelope if you want to add a little letter. Or you want to add some more tags or ephemera pieces or some small packaged goodies. You can pop them in there. It makes a great flat mail, happy mail. Well, probably not so flat, but another way to add some goodies for flat mail. So I think that pocket looks nice in front. So that is the front. And let me just put these in there just to cover the blank part so you can see. So there's your pocket. There's your side pocket for your tag. This is the side pocket there. This is the little extra pocket that I made. And this is the expandable pocket, which will fit this booklet. And the booklet size for the cover, I cut the cover at, I think it was, oh, let me just check in case you wanted to make the booklet. Let me just check the measurements. 8. So it's 8 inches by 5 inches. So it was 8 inches by 5 inches, and then I just fold that in half. And I just use printing paper, that printing paper for the printer. And all I've done was cut it a little bit less than the cover. And then I also folded that in half and just made as many pages as I wanted. And I just punched a couple of holes, just one at the top, one on the bottom. And I used some crochet string and just thread it twice around and then tied it in the middle. And that's just to keep your pages together. And I did use 2 paper clips to hold the pages so they don't slide around when I punch the holes. So that's the measurements for the booklet. And I think that's all there is to this tutorial. I think it's a cute little expandable pocket folder using one piece of 12 by 12 single-sided paper. You can use double-sided paper as well. So I do hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I'll see you soon in my next video. Bye for now.